You are really into someone. Everything feels great. Then they sprint to catch a bus. And you see the way they run. Suddenly, the attraction is gone. Not because they did anything wrong. Not because they changed. Your brain just flipped a switch called the ick. You've probably experienced this before. Someone you liked suddenly becomes weird, not attractive anymore. Maybe even slightly irritating. Maybe they clap when they laugh too hard. Maybe they text hee unironically. Maybe they raise their hand to ask the waiter for ketchup like they're in a middle school classroom. Maybe they send a funny emoji during a serious conversation. Or maybe it's just the way they run. And yes, apparently one awkward jog can destroy 6 months of emotional investment. Human beings are incredible. It sounds ridiculous, but here is the disturbing part. The ick isn't just a TikTok meme. Psychologists are now studying it as a real emotional phenomenon. A 2025 study published in Personality and Individual Differences analyzed viral TikTok discussions about the ick and found something fascinating. Most icks are not caused by physical appearance. They're triggered by embarrassing public behavior, speech patterns, body language, or tiny behaviors that suddenly violate our expectations. In other words, you're not losing attraction because the person became ugly. You're losing attraction because your brain suddenly decides, wait, this person no longer matches the version of them I built in my head. And here is where it gets darker. The ick often appears right when things are starting to get serious. Right when the other person genuinely starts caring about you. Right when the relationship becomes emotionally real. Why? Psychologists connect this to attachment theory. Researchers like John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth found that people with avoidant attachment styles often become uncomfortable when intimacy gets too close. Because real intimacy means vulnerability, emotional dependence, possible rejection, loss of control. So your brain creates an emergency exit. It doesn't say, I'm terrified of genuinely loving this person. Instead it says, EW, look at the way he eats fries. Your subconscious basically launches a full FBI investigation over one awkward bite of mozzarella sticks. That's why the ick isn't always about the other person. Sometimes it's about you. Researchers found several personality traits strongly connected to experiencing the ick. 1. High disgust sensitivity. Some people have extremely sensitive emotional alarm systems. Their brains react intensely to tiny social details, sounds, habits, body movements, awkward mannerisms. For them, one small behavior can instantly destroy attraction. Like a smoke detector that goes off because someone made toast. 2. Perfectionism. Perfectionists often create fantasy versions of relationships. They want their partner to act perfectly, text perfectly, speak perfectly, exist like a Netflix character written by 6 screenwriters and a therapy consultant. But real humans are awkward sometimes. And when reality breaks the fantasy, the brain panics. Q. The ick. 3. Narcissistic traits. Not the TikTok version of narcissism. Researchers mean people who unconsciously want partners to reinforce their ideal self-image. So when their partner suddenly acts uncool, cringe, or socially awkward, attraction drops immediately. Basically, you embarrassed me in front of the group chat. Now my nervous system is buffering. Neuroscientists believe the ick may also connect to the brain's disgust response system, an ancient survival mechanism originally designed to protect humans from disease or incompatible mates. Which means your prehistoric caveman brain is now using Stone Age survival software. To judge someone for saying yummy out loud, evolution really gave us anxiety and called it intelligence. And social media has made this way worse. TikTok created an entire culture of hyperanalyzing people. Now every tiny behavior becomes a red flag, cringe, an ick, bro, lost aura. At this point, people can lose attraction because someone used too many exclamation points in a text. Good morning. Immediate emotional collapse. Over time, social media trains the brain to believe a relationship is only valuable if the other person feels flawless 24/7, which creates impossible standards for attraction. Because eventually, Every human being will do something awkward. Everyone has a weird laugh. Everyone has bad angles. Everyone has moments where they look like an NPC loading into reality. That's part of being human. But here is the important distinction. Not every ick is meaningless. Sometimes it is your intuition warning you. If someone is rude to service workers, manipulative, emotionally cruel, controlling, disrespectful, that's not the ick. That's your nervous system noticing a real problem. But if the ick keeps appearing, right when someone starts loving you sincerely, then maybe the real question isn't, what's wrong with them? Maybe it's, why does genuine intimacy make me uncomfortable? Because sometimes the ick isn't rejection. Sometimes it's fear. Fear that this relationship could actually matter. Fear of vulnerability. Fear of eventually getting hurt. So the brain finds something tiny to focus on. Something safer. Something easier. Like the way they run. So next time you suddenly lose feelings over something unbelievably small, ask yourself, are you rejecting them? Or are you rejecting the possibility of being truly loved?